So then Life is Too Short comes out, and that had like the single on it. The Life is Too Short. The actual song was
The first video I did.
yeah, and it was on Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah, we just turned the cameras on. First time people probably got to see Oakland in the world. It was, you know.
Yeah, and I remember you were coming off of a grave, like a tombstone.
We went. Life is too short.
Right. It was like Sucker MC, born on stage, died on wax, or something like that. Okay, so number one, how well did Born to Mac do on Jive?
Born to Mac, after Jive picked it up, they sold about another 200,000 by going nationwide with it, and eventually, I remember last checking, it was at like 900 something thousand. I think it finally got certified platinum.
Okay, so then Life is Too Short came out, but that was like the commercial album that had the single and everything else like that.
Life is Too Short came out, and we did 300,000 sales in 3 weeks.
Nice.
And that was, the video had dropped, the single was getting radio spins, and to a label back then, they would put a lot of work in to get a gold album out of an R&B artist. They put a lot of work in to get 300,000-400,000 sales and consider it a success with an artist. And now you got a rapper that you haven't even started promoting, and you get 300,000 sales in 3 weeks. They were like, get this motherfucker on the plane and get him here right now. And they put my ass to work, and that's when I started, really realizing how the game worked and what my part was and how to be fucking huge. Because I really do appreciate that timing, because Jive still had the parent label RCA. RCA were, record people. They had, I'm getting in the hands of people who like been breaking and pushing records for 20 years and shit. And they like, youngster, here go the game, blah, blah, this and that, and telling me shit. And it just, those are those lessons that are invaluable, If I had come along when Jive was fully independent, I don't think they ever had that status of those kind of quality people that were at RCA at the time. Later on, Jive became a big label through like Britney and all that shit. But the young Jive had growing pains. I was a part of that, but I was not really affected by young Jive's growing pains because everything we did was platinum back then. But I could have missed a lot of lessons that I learned for the couple of years that I got to roll around with the RCA team. Okay,
and then a year later, Short Dogs in the House came out. So you were just dropping album after album, because like Born to Mac, 87, Life is Too Short, 89. Short Dogs in the House, 90. Like, you were just back to back to back.
Yeah, I figured that it was so easy to make records, and that I have been making so many songs in the streets before I ever got a deal, that I had a fucking box, not a shoe box, a fucking box, like a U-Haul box full of raps. And I was like, the only people who ever heard these raps is the Bay Area. So I'm gonna actually recycle every rhyme in this fucking box. And then I remember Life is Too Short went gold. And then we went on tour with NWA on the Straight Outta Compton tour, and came off tour, and I had sold 800-something thousand records. And I got off tour and they said, Too Short got shot in the head in the crack house. And I sold another 500,000 records. And the fucking check came, and I was like, I just did the same shit I've been doing in my bedroom all these years, and they gonna send me a check for this amount? I was like, man, fuck this shit. Like, I would make a record, I would make an album, turn it in before they send me the budget. They're supposed to send you the budget to make the album, right? I would make the album and send it to them. And then that means they have to send me the front end and the back end just all in one. I wouldn't hit it with no recording cost, nothing, just like, bam, just here's the album, send me the budget. Watch how the singles did what they did, watch the videos getting played. And the second I felt like it was over, then I'd send them another album. I'd already recorded it. So each album got like about a 9-month lifespan, a year at the most.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's another one. And I remember when I wouldn't even go to New York a lot. Like, they didn't even really know me in the early days. It was just like, oh, Too Short to come for a visit, or we saw him on the West Coast. I don't know. It was not a lot of, I was a very fucking low maintenance artist. I'm sure that Barry Wise will say that he's never had an artist before, during, or after that was as low maintenance as me. As far as you give him the album, the shit goes platinum. You don't have to do shit. When the shit got to the point where I was putting out some shit, and I'm like, man, I need you guys to push this record. Barry Wise said some shit to me one day. He was like, man, we're just really not in the business of promoting Too Short records, man, because we never had to. I was like, fuck you, man. Shit. Fuck this shit. Yeah, they never had to. Just
Okay.
get the shit out.
I remember Short Dogs in the House had a Ice Cube song on it. And that was because the relationship from going on tour with NWA. And Ice Cube had already left, I think, NWA at that point.
Ice Cube was, a very important member of NWA on the Straight Outta Compton album.
Yeah.
He had his own segment of the show where Dre and Ren would come out and be the first thing you see, and then Ice Cube would come out and do like 20 minutes down there by himself because he had solo songs and shit within the group. Like he had a lot of songs and, Gangsta and all them shits, and Dope Man and shit, and fucking, and then Easy would come out. And I don't know, for some reason, man, on that Straight Outta Compton tour, I just really got cool with like Laylaw, who was, the force behind Above the Law. Yeah. And I really got cool with Ice Cube. And Ice Cube was leaving NWA or getting ready to truck shake us sometime. Ice Cube was thinking about leaving NWA or contemplating or whatever the fuck it was. He was about to lead a group. And, he was, looking at cats like me and just like, what you think? And I'm like, shit, man, if you ain't getting your money, I'm like, we just came off tour. I'm pulling up to your house in a brand new Mercedes. I'm a solo artist. When I get my money, it don't go to somebody else and they pay me. I'm like, you do the math, man. Shit, like know.
Okay, so you influenced Ice Cube to leave the group in a way.
I'm pretty sure that Ice Cube made up his own damn mind. I'm pretty sure that Ice Cube talked to quite a few folks that said yay or nay. But when it came my way, my analogy was, my money comes straight to me. You see what I'm driving. We just got off tour. All the money that I made on tour went to my pocket.
Right.
Like, shit, I was like, man, you sitting there saying, because he told me that that they bought like Corvettes and new houses or some shit. They went and, I think it was Dre, Easy, and Yella got a chunk of money that Cube didn't get. The way the movie told it, it was because Cube wouldn't sign the contract or something.
Right.
But I don't think at that time Cube or Ren got the chunk that everybody else got.
Okay.
So he was tripping on that. I didn't really see that in the movie. That they all had fancy. It might have been there. Was that in there? I don't know. But he was tripping on that, and he was tripping on just he wanted to be in control, man. He wanted to be his own boss. Okay. He knew he was a boss.
And by Shorty the Pimp, were you already like a millionaire by that point?
I was just making a lot of money. Back then, man, I never really see it as, because I wasn't like wasting my, I was like business smart as far as like the money, we had a rich company. And the company was like really fucking rich at all times. We didn't do shit like fuck off all the money and like, I literally drew a salary from my own company. A fat salary, but I just took out a certain amount every month. And then if I saw a car I liked, I would be like, let's all get bonuses.
Right, the company would buy the car.
Yeah, some shit like that. But when Ice Cube left NWA, we went on tour the next year together. So if he left NWA after the tour in '89, in 1990, the next summer, his album had already came out and we were on tour together.
America's Most Wanted.
Yeah, we went on tour for that.
One of the greatest hip hop albums ever.
So those were two of the best years of my life as far as touring and just enjoying life and, just going on the road with NWA. Next year going on the road with Ice Cube. It's like childhood memories.
Yeah.